I attended Oconee Fall Line Technical College, and like many others, I was considered a non-traditional student.
My classes at OFTC have taught me the different aspects of a criminal mind and the way the criminal act.
The term non-traditional career refers to jobs that have traditionally been held by one gender. That would be like males in cosmetology or females in welding.
Anyone can do it, regardless of the gender, and as long as you put your mind to it, you can succeed and achieve all your goals.
Welcome everybody. I have with me today Tiffany Lofton. Tiffany, we got to visit, I guess, 3 or 4 months ago and talked about adult education, and I just really want to do a follow-up. We got so many comments off the broadcast, and it's so important. There's so many people, as I was looking at the numbers for Lawrence County just this morning, 26% of the citizens of Lawrence County live in poverty.
Sure.
So many people don't have a high school education for whatever reason. Hey, I know people that had to quit work to support their families. There's all kind of reasons. You just might not could have done it.
Sure.
But one question I got after the last broadcast was, how old do you have to be to actually take the GED?
Okay, you have to be in the state of Georgia 16 years or older. If you're 16 or 17 or even 18 and you should be in high school, you need a letter of withdrawal from that high school.
Okay.
So the form is really easy to do, and the high schools are familiar with it, and that's the appropriate documentation that you would need to start the program.
Okay, we know how old. So how do I get started? If somebody's watching right now, how do we start the process?
You just come through our doors. We just invite you to come or give us a phone call, and we will walk you through the process. It's really easy. First thing you do is tell us you want to start. So we give you an orientation date, then we give you a pretest, and then you start classes. It's really that simple, and it's absolutely free.
I want to ask you, is GED a bad thing?
Absolutely not. It's an industry recognized credential. And you've got to have either that GED or that high school diploma for a lot of jobs in our community. So it's not a bad thing. It's actually bettering yourself and for your career.
I had a lady ask me in town after we talked last time, her daughter has an emotional disability. So it got me thinking, whether it be emotional or physical disability, can you accommodate kids like that?
Sure. If you have an IEP from high school, which that means you had special ed services, bring that with you, your documentation, and we work through our disabilities program here at the college, and we provide accommodations based on that. So, and if you need a referral to get some more evaluation done, we can do that as well.
Okay. We make it so easy, don't we?
We try to. That's what we're here for, is to make everybody's life a little easier.
Absolutely. And I can vouch, folks. A lot of you mention every time I'm out here that you must love Oconee Fall Line Technical College. Well, I do love Oconee Fall Line Technical College, but you do make it so easy, and it's all the way through the process, whether it's financial aid or finding the right course that's suitable for me. Out of 100, that can get kind of mind-boggling, with all the degrees you can get out here, but we fit the right person with not maybe the only one, but give you narrow it down for you, basically.
Right. Yes, we do.
So we do make it easy here. So let me ask you something, man. I wanted to ask you this last time, but what kind of coursework? I know I did good in high school, but when we got to algebra and calculus, stuff like that, let me tell you, I struggle with that. Is that on the?
Is that on the GED? It absolutely is. It is. I know. It's the equivalency now.
Right.
It's a true equivalency of the high school of your high school diploma. So you'll be doing algebra and all that geometry and all that fun stuff that you need to graduate high school. Yeah, you work up to it, and you're actually able to do it. And our instructors, again, will walk you through that process and help you learn that.
And you really gonna help me?
I could even teach you algebra, I promise.
Okay, well, you don't know what you're saying there. So what other kind of coursework? I mean, language arts,
we have,
math?
Yes, it's the 4 basic content areas: reading, language arts, math, social studies, and science.
Okay.
And it is the basics all the way up to high school. And we go through, if you need the basics, we get you there. Then we work your way up. So we start individually where you are, and we target your instruction based on that, and then we get you ready for that ultimate GED.
Okay, so you start me at the bottom.
Yeah.
I saw how she looked at me there. Did y'all notice that? Maybe you did. And I'm just kidding about that, but we do make it fun. That's the whole thing. Learning is fun.
It is fun. Yes.
And the more fun you make it, and a lot of times, and I'm in the schools a lot here in Lawrence County and Trinity and Dublin, but the teachers that make it fun, a lot of times the kids I notice don't even know they're learning.
Right.
And that's one of the secrets, I think, to getting an education, making it fun, and then carry it on into the workplace.
Absolutely.
Okay, what about the coursework? Can you just start any time? Do I have to wait till a certain date? How does that work?
Well, we have open enrollment here. So if you're ready to start, we can get you started within a week or two with our orientation process and with our testing. So if you're ready to start, give us a call, and we'll get you in as soon as we possibly can.
You keep making it easier and easier. Do
It's
y'all
super.
see this? I mean, how easy it is. If you're sitting there at home right now and you say, well, whatever the reason, fill in the blank. It really don't matter. I mean, hey, things happen sometimes. But it's so easy. Go ahead. The number's on the screen right there. Just pick up the phone right now, call the number, and we can get started. So
We have classes morning, afternoon, and evening. And we have them here on campus and then within the community itself and our outlying communities. So, any place, anytime, we pretty much have you covered.
okay. And, of course, I grew up here in Lawrence County, and I knew everybody in town. But we're more diverse now.
We are.
And whether it be Hispanic, Canadians, we were talking about Pilar that works with us a while ago. She's from Colombia. We have so many great immigrants in our community. What if somebody moved here from, say, Mexico or Canada, and they possibly graduated from high school but don't have the documentation? Well, now they need to get a high school equivalency. How does that work?
Well, as long as they have proper immigration status, we do a verification of eligibility, and then we can, again, work through the GED process. So it's just one more piece of paper that we have to do, and again, we'll walk you through it. Need a current visa or whatever that shows that you're supposed to be here, and then we can serve you.
Okay. And if somebody's sitting there at home watching us now and they really want to do this, can they prepare somehow? What should you do to get ready to take the GED?
Well, for me, I think it's just motivation. If you set your mind to it, that is the first step in doing this. Change your I can't to your I can, and then come in here, and then we'll get you ready. If you're thinking about just taking the test, you can go online on GED on their website and take a practice test if you think you're ready.
Okay.
And then you might think you're not so ready, and then you can call us. And then we are there. It's the GED test the practice test is $6 a section, so it's like $24. And you can see how close you are. And if you determine you need some classes, we're here for that as well.
Okay, you have open enrollment now. If I start, say, next Monday, how long does it take to complete it? When will I get my diploma, certificate, however that works?
Well, it really depends on the level you come in at. We test you every 40 hours to determine your growth as a student. So it can take you a few weeks or a few months. It's really up to your motivation and the level that you come in with. But again, it's that motivation. If you're ready to do this, we'll get you there.
How hard is the process?
It's a process, just like any learning is. It takes some hard work, but we walk you through it. We hold your hand through it. So the process itself, don't worry about that. Just come to class, and we'll get you there.
We talked last week at the career fair over at Oconee Gym, and first of all, what a great turnout.
It was a wonderful
Oh,
event.
my goodness. And you know what I noticed, and I said it on the air last week, but the people, and I go to a lot of career fairs throughout the year, different places, but I've never seen people come in dressed. We use a cliche, dress for success, however you want to say it, but people are dressed to be hired. And that proves to me they want a job. And it really impressed me to see that. And I know some people got hired right there on the spot. And I don't blame them. If I'd been hired, there's some of those people I would have hired.
It was impressive.
But when you were talking to people at the career fair, what was you hearing? Tell me what was going on.
At the career fair, I noticed that everybody really wanted to be there, and that was really refreshing. Everybody had a really positive attitude, from the vendors to the actual participants. It was great to see our community come together on that, and see some familiar faces and not so familiar faces. That was it was a great event. And kudos to all who helped pull that off.
Yes, yeah, wonderful job. We want to thank Benny Jones, City Councilman here in Dublin, for actually thinking of that and having it in the Southside community.
It was a great
I don't
place.
remember a career fair in the
Right.
Southside.
We actually have an adult ed program in that actual building.
Wow.
On our south side.
Well, how easy is that?
They came over.
I'm gonna have to keep talking to her. She just gave me all kind of selling points here, and I got to visit with an old friend of mine I've known for years, Demi McManus. She's recently come to work for
Yes,
y'all.
she has.
And I know you're excited about that.
We are extremely excited to have Demi a part of the adult ed team. She's the instructional coordinator, so she's helping with some admin roles, but she is not new to Dublin and knows a lot of people here.
Yes.
So, and we are lucky to have her on our team.
Yeah. What if I struggle with passing the test? How many times can you retake it?
You know, you can retake the test. However, we do have scholarships available to some people in the community, and other things, but it does take $40 per section to take it. So if you come to class, we make sure you're prepared to take it before you actually sit down and do that.
Good. It seems like you got to have a fun job.
I have a great job.
I mean, really. It's something I would do every day when you're helping people better themselves, have a better quality of life, help their families do better, their children, and to me, it's not only about getting a better job and making money, but it's feeling good about what you've accomplished. About I just think that's wonderful. But saying that, what is the most fun part of your job?
Oh my goodness. I think the most fun part of my job is seeing somebody succeed. I was in Kroger the other day, and a student of mine ran to me and hugged me and said, "I passed my final part of the exam." And, and we had a moment right there in Kroger, and it's just to see that the change and the effect that we're having on these individuals. Again, we changed those. I haven't ever been able to I did it. For me, that's the most fun, most rewarding part, and makes me excited every day to come to work.
You must stay in Kroger a lot, because that's where I always run into her at.
I have 3 kids.
That's where we actually started this original conversation, was in the aisle at Kroger. So, and of course, I'm in there a lot too, obviously. We have to eat, don't we?
We have to eat, and,
That is an important part of that quality of life there. But so is there anything that we hadn't covered today that you think we need to talk about? We've talked about how easy it is. One thing we talked about last time, I didn't quite understand, but you talked about being able to help some, like getting here, the transportation and things like that. How does that work?
Well, we have a program called WIOA, and it's an application-based process that we can help pay for some of the costs to come to class. So it's basically, it pays for the taxi service every day if you need to do that, or if it pays some of your gas. So it's application-based process through it's called Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. So we go through and we do that, and we walk you through the process again through that application-based, and it's needs-based, and it's 16 to 24 years old is that target population that can apply for those fundings. Okay. It's a federal program.
Okay. Tiffany Lofton, thank you so much.
Sure.
I appreciate it. The number's right there on the screen. We're going to take a break, and I'm going to come back, and I want to talk with Emily Raley. She is the marketing guru, if you will, here at Oconee Fall Line, North and South Campus.
Yes.
I mean, she got a lot of hats to wear.
She does.
Now. And I better go ahead and take a break and come back before she needs a bigger hat to put on. So y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Dublin Tire is a family-owned and operated company that has been in business since 1955. Is your truck consuming excessive oil? Bring your vehicle to us. You can trust our experienced team to provide complete truck repair services. Does your vehicle need new tires? We can provide you with auto tires from the best brands. You can also count on us for quality truck tires and other auto services. We also provide 24-hour emergency services. Call today for more information or visit us online.
Welcome back, everybody. As promised, I have with me my dear friend, Emily Raley. And Emily, you were over behind the camera, listened to Tiffany talk
Yes.
passionately
Yes.
about adult education. And we talk about the GED, but it's adult education. And we have so many people, as I talk to in the community, older people, who many years ago, for whatever reason, it was a different world back then. Maybe their parents were disabled, or they just had to drop out and help the family to make
Right.
ends meet, and want to go back and take their GED just for no other reason other than to say, I graduated high school.
Right.
I went back and I graduated high school. So adult education is so important to OFTC, isn't it?
It is. It really is. You know, what we offer here to students is something special. Whether it's they, want to just get started, whether you need, your way in to better yourself or your family for, a career that you can provide better with through the adult education program, or over to our credit side where you can, get career ready, learn skills that will take you to, be able to have a good, stable career in 2 years or less. So it's, whether you need to start in adult ed or come straight in, it's nice to be able to have a place, you can go that'll work with you on both.
Yep. And graduation's only a couple months away.
It is. It's hard to believe how fast the year is flying by, and it's already, our graduation will be in June, and so coming up.
Yep. And I love coming to graduation at Oconee Fall Line. I just love graduation, period. But to see, and I've told you this before, but to see these young people, older people, come down and get their GED diploma or certificate. And then a couple years later, they're coming down that same aisle and they're getting a degree in criminal justice.
Yeah.
Or cosmetology or diesel mechanic or truck driving or whatever, the many degrees you have here. But to me, and I don't even know the people, but it excites me. So I know it excites you and it excites them, don't it?
Yes, it does. When you get to see those success stories, and I know Tiffany talked about that as well, but being able to see students go from, coming in and saying, I don't know if I can do this, or I've never been able to do this, to see them succeed and reach their goals, or even surpass what their goals were. You've really, it's education, but not to be cliche, but you've seen that someone's life changed, and not only their life, but their family's life, the people that they're responsible for, that, that their life impacts. And, who knows down the road the difference that they will be able to make in others' lives just because of what, the story that they have and what they've been able to accomplish.
Yeah, it is a proud moment. There's no doubt, because family is everything. We know that. Anybody watching, I'm sure you're echoing it as we talk right here, but we love to see our families do good. And, I know a gentleman here several years ago, he was in his 50s and had to quit school way back in the 50s actually, because, he had to help his family make ends meet. And he went back and got his GED just because he never graduated from high school and he wanted to graduate.
Right.
And I remember, someone I really love, but I remember how proud all of us were that he went back, and it didn't mean nothing, didn't mean a better job, didn't mean anything else other than the fact he graduated from high school.
That's right. And some people even ask us, they want to take classes or to learn different things. Maybe they didn't graduate from high school, or it's been like a really long time and they feel like they need a refresher, but they have grandkids who are in school, or their own kids are in school, and they want to be able to help them.
Yeah.
So I know that it's a rewarding thing, whatever your reasonings are, even if it's not to, better your career, if it's to just have that sense of accomplishment, or even to be able to feel like you're more equipped and adequate to help, someone else in your life who's going through school at the time.
Yep, absolutely. And be an encourager, if nothing else, for other people. But something else that's changed through the years, I wish we'd had this when I was in high school, but the dual enrollment, I hear this all the time, dual enrollment. And it's really grown through the years, and I know it's important here at Oconee Fall Line.
Absolutely. Our dual enrollment program, it has kind of flip-flopped names based on, state regulation. It used to be the Move On When Ready program, and it just kind of went back to dual enrollment. So when you hear the two, they're kind of interchangeable. It gets a little confusing, but the dual enrollment program is where high school students, technically 9th through 12th grade, if you are, ready as far as your academic level, your school says, you're eligible to apply for this based on your academic record and, that type of thing. You can take an entrance exam that the school has, and you're able to take college level courses while you're still in high school. That counts for dual credit. So you have students in high school who maybe they start their junior year because it fits with their schedule, and they're able to come over to the school, or we have classes taught in the high schools, just depending on the number of students who are interested, as well as the availability of an instructor. So they are able to basically, let's say your English class, they might have taken a college level English course that will count for their high school English that year, as well as the college level. So if they do that their junior and senior year, they could potentially have all of their college Englishes finished by the time they graduate high school. So then when they get to go into, college, they already have those credits out of the way. And that's for, those basic gen ed courses, but we do the same thing, even more so with our, hands-on programs like welding or air conditioning technology, automotive, machine tool. They're able to come over to the school, take classes throughout the day, every day, and that is coordinated with the high school, and it's free. It's absolutely free. The books are paid for, and if at the schools, even most of the time the schools will provide transportation, just depending on some other factors, but it's a great program.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's wonderful to be able to graduate high school and to be able to go right to work, or to have those core classes out of the way, like you said. And the most excited kids I see, I've talked to, I'd say, several young ladies who graduated high school and are already CNAs.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can move right into LPN, RN, whatever, or the bridge we've got coming up here in the fall. But these young ladies are excited because they can go to work and make a good income.
Absolutely. And it's, I was recently, you brought up the CNAs. I went to a couple of the nursing homes here in Dublin and was taking pictures of our students, kind of at the nursing homes, doing some hands-on, practicing the hands-on skills that they have learned in the classroom. And so these are high school students that are far along enough to where they are going in and doing clinicals while they're still in high school. They spent all day, they work it out with the school. They spend all day getting to do those things, to get hours in hands-on experience, so that, they will get to become CNAs. And I can even think of one story I just found out about recently that, a girl completed the CNA program, and by the time she graduated high school, she had like a couple classes to take in the summer, but she's going to be able to compete to be in the practical nursing program the fall after she graduated from high school.
Wow.
So, she had the opportunity to see that, nursing is a field that I really like. You don't want to get to college and, wait till your second year of school to really even go to, get that hands-on experience to decide this isn't for me, or because what if you've wasted all that time? And so the dual enrollment, program offers students the ability to go in, get an idea of what that career might be like, and find out if it's for you. And if it's for not, hey, you have learned a skill and you have gotten different credits for it, and you didn't really waste any time. So you've saved yourself that. It's just a really great opportunity.
That's a great point, though. I've never really thought about that. And want to thank Fairview Park Hospital, which really supports this program. And as you know, in November, I was in the hospital here at Fairview. And lo and behold, and of course, I was very sick, obviously, but one of the instructors at Oconee Fall Line walked in with 3 students. And it was time for one of my injections, and the young man had to be a young boy that was basically doing his clinical, dual enrollment. You know, I asked him a lot of questions, obviously I wanted to know, but, he was kind of scared to give me the shot. I said, just go ahead, you know, it's fine. It's going to hurt me more than it hurts you, you know, but, I was just amazed, and I told the instructor at the time, I said, you need to give these kids an A, because they were polite, they were courteous, they were just the epitome of what a student you look for, and especially in a nursing program, because that's a calling to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a calling. But I just think it's a wonderful program, and I encourage anybody, parents watching, grandparents, ask your grandchild or your child, son, what about daughter? What about this dual enrollment? And encourage them.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody.
It's not, you know, but it's something to, you know, if you know of a student, whether it's your son or daughter, granddaughter, neighbor, who, you know, they make good grades, you know, that they're responsible, you know, it is college classes, so your choice to pass or fail will go with you on your record for college. If you fail a class, that, you know, it counts against you.
Yeah.
But if you pass, it works for you, so it's important to understand that it is serious. You know, you're going to be expected to do the same amount of work that you would if you were coming out here after you graduated. But, you know, it's worth it. You know, your high school counselors they're definitely involved in the process, so they have the, you know, ability to really look at the students' records and say, you know, we think you would be a good fit for this. Let's let you take the test. And it's just, it's not really a pass or fail type of thing. You just have to, you know, you have to meet a minimum score, but you can retake it, and you know, so there's a lot of good options and ways to, you know, make sure that the student is ready, because we don't want them to come here if they're not ready to succeed.
So let me get that right. If somebody's watching and they say, hey, this dual enrollment is perfect, so you go to your counselor, is that where you need to initiate that?
Yeah, if you have a student who's in high school, we also have homeschooled students as well. So if you have a homeschooler, that's obviously going to be a little different. You'd probably reach directly out to the school itself. And if you talk to the school, you know, we'll talk to you about it. But if your student is in a high school, you know, you want to go talk to your counselor, let them know that you're interested, and they should connect you with our high school coordinator on the campus. And, you know, you can also just go online and fill out an application, but you do have to have your, you know, your high school counselor's approval on all of that. So first step, I'd say reach out to your high school counselor, tell them that you're interested, you know, and they'll be able to tell you, you know, what programs that you know that they have students in with that school.
Okay. We talked about graduation. What else is going on out here at Oconee Fall Line?
Well, you know, we're just getting geared up. It's the summer, spring semester is almost over, and summer will be starting at the end of May. So if you know, are thinking about school, or thinking that, you know, I really need to start, maybe, you know, the summer semester is a little bit shorter, but maybe that would be a good time to get your feet wet, start with a class or two, or even just come out and see what's going on for fall, which starts in August.
Okay, so we need to go and get registered for the summer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So give us a call, whatever campus you're on. Visit our website, oftc.edu, and there's some information on there about when all the dates are, when things are due. Registration will be, let's see, May 1st through 15th, I think.
Okay.
So
Sounds good. And we're actually taping this on spring break, and you could probably already tell we're in a classroom that if it wasn't spring break, we'd have a full classroom here, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we are sitting in this classroom right now, and I've actually learned a lot. See, if you just come to a classroom, between you and Tiffany, I've learned a lot. I hope you have. About dual enrollment, about adult education, and we encourage you, please, pick up the phone. The number's still right there on the screen, and get your GED. It's a great start whether you ever want to do anything else or not. You've heard all the points that we've covered, but please, just make the call. Just make the call. People here want to help you. I think you've already seen that. It's obvious, the passion and the help all the way through this campus, no matter what you do. So further your education. Knowledge is power. We know. We've heard all our life, and nobody can take it from you. And don't matter what age you are, hey, come out, and it's fun. you meet new people. There's all kind of benefits we hadn't named,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
just come out and be a part of the family here at Oconee Fall Line Technical College. If you're watching us in Wrightsville, you got a choice. You can go on up to Sandersville. You can come to Dublin. So a lot of you are watching us right now over in Johnson County. So just make the call. North Campus, South Campus, we got you covered. So Emily Raley, Marketing Director here at Oconee Fall Line. It's always good to talk with you.
Good to talk to you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll just pick up the phone once again and make that call. Thank you so much for joining us today.